SALT is the largest telescope in the whole of Africa. It also has a lot in common with the telescope in Chile Maggie worked on previously.
So here we are on what they call the dome floor, with a huge SALT mirror behind me. Now the SALT mirror is 10 metres across, and it's made up of 91 segments. Each segment is about 1 metre across and weighs about 100 kilograms. Now the total system is 100 tonnes, which is a huge beast. Now we've been given privileged access to wander around here, so I'm going to go and investigate further. We've been given special permission to come up here and actually for me to stand on here as the telescope moves around. Now don't forget, this is 100 tonnes of telescope plus me. Herman, could you move the telescope please? That's the air being fed into the system to lift the telescope up. Ooh, I'm off. It's really incredibly smooth as I go round. I hardly hear any vibration at all now, but you can still hear that hiss of air. So we've come up here to this amazing height to show you something else that's truly fantastic. What we're going to do is look at what the telescope sees. So Herman's actually going to open the shutter for me so we can see the sky. Herman, could you open the shutter for me, please? It feels really amazing because daylight, blue daylight, is streaming through the telescope and it looks totally different. But the shutter is some huge mechanism. You can really feel it moving. That was an amazing sight. Seeing that whole heavy shutter moving off to one side. And the light comes streaming in, the blue daylight hitting the telescope. And now the whole telescope looks totally different. The dome is lit up with daylight. It's a fantastic sight from up here. Thank you, Herman. Could you bring me down again now? So I've come in here behind the mirror so we can see how one of these amazing beasts really works. Now up above me are the individual segments of the mirror, and we mentioned earlier that there were 91 of these. Now to control the mirror and make sure that each segment is pointing in the right direction, we use actuators or pistons to control the mirror position. Now each mirror segment has 3 of these operating, and we've got 91 segments, so that means there's 273 pistons all operating at once. And so all this information is fed to a central computer down below. So you've got 100 tonnes of instrument working here, and you position the mirrors to 1/1,000,000 of a millimetre. That's why I find these instruments so amazingly fascinating and so truly exciting. It's early evening now, and the astronomer is setting up the telescope for the evening, and we're going to go inside and have a quick chat. Hi, Nkani. Is this a good time to talk?
Sure.
Perfect, thank you so much. So, what are you doing at the moment?
We're just getting set up for the night. My operator Fred has just finished aligning all of the 91 mirrors to make a perfect sphere.
Yes.
And we're just going to check what the images look like tonight.
Perfect. So what are you observing tonight?
We'll be observing probably some asteroids later tonight. These are pieces of rock essentially that are orbiting around the sun.
You don't do this on your own, do you?
No, I need Fred here, my operator.
Ah.
He's the one that does the telescope lifting, and he's the one that does the pointing.
Hi, Fred. What does it involve controlling a huge telescope like this?
All you need is a very strong index finger
Yes.
to click a mouse button.
Yes.
But
It can't be
yes,
that simple.
you're basically controlling the whole of the telescope with the aid of the computer.
Yeah.
On a good night, I don't even have to leave this chair at all.
Only for coffee.
Only for coffee.
Yes.